Hey, what's good, powerful people? This is the Power Living with Purpose podcast with David C. Henderson, and this is the Midweek Motivation. All right, this Midweek Motivation is my summary of Eric Thomas's speech from his visit to Tuskegee University. All right, on Tuesday, August the 29th, Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, pretty much renowned as the #1 motivational speaker in the world, came to Tuskegee University. I got a great seat. I got the video. I put that up on my page already. I put up the pictures and everything. And also got a chance to speak to him afterwards because I'm a descendant of Booker T. Washington, and I wanted to give him a message on behalf of the family. But he shot out of there so fast, I was able to still make a phone call because I knew who the person was who was escorting him out. I was able to call them. They put me on speakerphone. I was able to talk to him and say, hey, on behalf of the Booker T. Washington family, I wanted to tell you, like all the time you talk about Martin and Malcolm and how you keeping their legacy going, don't forget you're also keeping Booker T, Frederick Douglass, WB, because their whole idea was that we can use our minds to free ourselves, to elevate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Frederick Douglass was about freeing ourselves from slavery. Booker T, WB, and those around that area, they were more about using your mind and your hands. Well, Booker T was your mind and your hands. WB was more about your mind. But I told him on speakerphone that on behalf of Booker T Washington family, we want to just remind you, hey, you're also keeping his legacy going too. He was like, and E.T. was like, yep, you're right. I appreciate that. And I told him I'm going to be joining his Speakers Academy soon, Next Level Speakers Academy. Carl's Deeper Than the Brand training. Probably not getting real big into real estate with like Mall and them, but CJ and I think CJ and Carl have the thing coming out with the 7-figure podcast. I'm gonna be on that too. So I'm gonna be all on it. And so here's the notes. Okay, let me stop rambling. All right, so he started off with a quote from Winston Churchill. He said, "To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a chance to do something very special, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour." And E.T. was saying that his finest hour was when he dropped the guru speech, the when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That was the one video that got him the most world renowned. Then he said, "The company that you keep, show me your friends and I'll show you your future." All right, the first point on that was challenge others. Don't be afraid to go against the grain to be the change you want to see. Don't be so wanting to fit in with everybody that you're not willing to say, hey, this doesn't make sense, y'all. I'm not down with that. I'm not rocking with that. No, forget that. I'm not doing that. That's gonna mess me up. No. All right. Next point. He said influence from the inside out. All right. You should influence the environment, not the other way around. So don't give in to what everybody's doing just because you want to go along. If you really are serious about living the best life and being successful, you can't just go with the crowd when the crowd is going wrong. All right. So influence from the inside out, not be influenced from the outside in. Next point, be decisive. You choose every day what you do with your life. I've discovered one thing after in 18 years of business is that in the fitness industry is that people gonna do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do what they want to do, eat what they want to eat, everything else. So you get to choose what you want to do with your life, and you get the results. You do good. You spend your life doing constructive, positive, helpful things, then you going in the right direction. If you choose to go otherwise, then you get what you get. All right, so be decisive about every single day in what you do, because you know it's going to have an outcome one way or another. All right, the next part was planning and organization. He said, planning takes time and dedication. Treat it like a long-term investment. You can't just plan for your 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10-year goals. You need to have 20, 30, 40, 50-year goals. Your life need to be planned all the way out to the age of 100. In case if you live 100, you need to have your whole life planned out to 100. And that's one of the keys to successful marriage is when you get married, make y'all lifetime plan to the age of 100. Not just this is what we're gonna do in our 20s and 30s and 40s so we can live like this in our 50s. No, you need to have it. You need to have y'all life planned out together all the way till 100. That way, when y'all have a fight, then you're thinking, you thinking, you know what I'm saying? Is this worth giving up this next 70 years versus this little fight that we having right now? All right, so so planning, treat it like a long-term investment. Understand value of systems and procedures. He talked about the triangle offense with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a great player before Phil Jackson got there, but when Phil Jackson got there with the triangle offense and it worked tremendously better than just whatever offense they were running before, that's when they started winning championships. So it wasn't just the talent, it was also the system. All right, and just like Phil Jackson took the triangle to Los Angeles Lakers. Now, coincidentally, he had great players, but the great players became champions when they had a great system as well. All right, now the highway system, like everything connects. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were 100 years ago and everything was dirt roads and stuff, you may have to go 2 or 3 hours this way, then go 2 or 3 hours this way, or this or that. The interstate connects, so it saves time and effort and energy because it's a better system. All right, then almost done. He said, learn to create systems, not just enjoy the benefits. So if you look and you see how systems are made, understand you can create your own system for whatever you're trying to do, not just have to follow all the systems that are already out there. You can create a better system. I know my grandfather used to say that saying that if you create a better mousetrap, the world will beat down your door to get to you to get it. All right, now recognize, and coincidentally across the street from Chappie James Arena is my grandfather's building, the building that's named after my grandfather, where Tuskegee University does their science department is based at the Dr. James H.M. Henderson Hall, and which will be the place where I will be starting my PhD in integrated biosciences in the very near future. All right, and I will be 4th generation PhD. PhDs in my family started 1910, 1940, 1980, and I'll be the next one. And my grandfather on my mom's side was also a doctor too, so it'll be over 110 years of PhDs in my family. So as a black man in America, 99% of black men in America can't say that. So I gotta do as much as I can to make my ancestors proud. I mean, my great grandfather got a PhD in 1910. Like, come on now, he was only born 20 years after slavery ended. So all right. Then he ended up with last one. Recognize how much you've already accomplished. Now you think about what you've been through. That's the reason why. I got those T-shirts that say "Champion in Real Life." You don't have to just win in sports. Like everybody's a champion in real life if you're still alive, because you done been through a whole lot and you've overcome it all because you're still here. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't lost your mind or lost your life, you're still here. You're a champion. You overcome. All right. So and then he ended up with 2 quotes. Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was an American philosopher, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. All right, the person you decide to be is who you will become. And then Lao Tzu, a Chinese philosopher, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. All right, 1,000 miles. All right. Then now overall, with all the talking points that he had, plus the other things he said, the thing that I took away the most was, the message I took away the most was him trying to get into the college students' mind is that if you spend these next 4 years, seniors 1 year, 1, 2, 3, 4, grad students, all that, next 4 to 8 years, really, really, really focused on success, it will take you for the rest of your life. It'll give you a better life for the rest of your life. So get locked in. Don't just play around. But it also goes for the older adults too, because in my 20s I worked hard, 30s I worked hard, I hit 40, like, okay, this ain't quite the outcome I thought I would have by now. But it's still lock in, get focused. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged and all that stuff. Yeah, you've been through a bunch of stuff. So what? Stay locked in. And he was basically saying stay laser focused on success. If you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you will be successful. That should be your number one focus every single day. What am I doing to be successful? Because the more successful you are, the more you can help other people. Can't help others until you help yourself most of the time, unless you're doing stuff along the way. But big stuff, you need to have big success so you can be a big help to others. Then he also said, then the other part was about the finest hour. Whatever you do, your biggest breaking point, your big break, your finest hour is dependent on you being prepared. So if you think success every single day and be real deliberate about how you live your life, you will be prepared for success when it comes, when that big opportunity comes. And hold yourself to the highest standards possible. ET says 120, like 120%, not just 110%, 120. Technically, I guess not possible, but you're saying you're going above and beyond what people normally would say is possible. So, all right, well, that's my summary of the Eric Thomas speech from Tuskegee University. It was so awesome. I didn't get a chance to shake his hand, but I did get a chance to talk to him. All right, it cut off on me. All right, so basically that's my summary of the Eric Thomas speech at Tuskegee University. Think about those things and make sure you're following him on all platforms and everything. I'm so excited. I got a chance to talk to him, tell him who I was, and then I'll be working with it. Start his Speakers Academy probably next year. But before then, I'm actually going to be starting working with William King Hollis before then. So I'm going to be working with the best in the industry. So hopefully I can end up becoming one of the best in the industry too. Even though I know I'm the number one motivational spoken word artist that I have seen on the internet, unless it's people out there that ain't put their stuff online, I ain't seen nobody better. And I'm just getting started, but I got way more in the vault. So anyway, stay powerful, my friends. And if I didn't say it before, the Midweek Motivation is sponsored by DCH Merch. Get your champion in real life shirts from dchmerch.com and stay powerful, my friends. Oh, real quick, big shout out to Billy Allsbrooks, who is a motivational speaker, but he also does motivational spoken word, and Billy is phenomenal. I just think I can get him. I got him a little just by a hair. But definitely check Billy Allsbrooks, one of my favorite motivational speakers also, and does motivational spoken word also. Yeah, Billy Allsbrooks. Blessed and unstoppable is what he said.